I just wanted to give you all my experience on the TEAS and the HESI test. I took the TEAS test probably 3 days ago, and I took the HESI test today, and I passed them both on my first try, which I'm really surprised by. Not like I would doubt myself, but I didn't study for the TEAS at all. I was only studying for the HESI because I didn't plan on taking the TEAS. But yeah, I think the TEAS is harder than the HESI. Not by a lot, but it's harder. And really, I would say it's common sense for the reading and vocab section. You just have to read a passage and, understand what the word means, and there's some words that you should just already know, that they expect you to already know. And if you get the HESI book, I can't think of the company it's with. It starts with an E. I'll put it in the description box down below. But that worked really well for me. I'll have to grab a picture of it, and I may insert it in the video. But yeah, it worked really well for me. And the math, my math portion on the HESI was just ratios, conversions, multiplying decimals, adding decimals, subtracting decimals, and the TEAS, it was more word problems. So you have to critically think and, put everything where it goes, which I did the best on my HESI and my TEAS in math. And I had to really spruce up my math. I was actually shocked. I thought it would have been vocabulary because I'm really good at vocabulary. But anywho, yeah, so, but my school, both of my schools that I was trying to get into, because I was trying to get into multiple ones, I don't put all my, pennies in one jar. I spread them out evenly, but evenly. So yeah, both of my schools, they gave me the test for free. So even if I didn't pass, it still would have been like oh, I understand what I need to work on. I'm gonna work on that now. But yeah, I would just say get the HESI book and study your vocabulary. I wrote flashcards out and it really helped me. Vocabulary, biology, chemistry, you need to know the basics of it. It's really not what people made it seem like. The biology, however, did have a few anatomy questions though. I didn't have to test over anatomy, but it had a few anatomy questions, but I just knew them, so it worked well anyway. But yeah, so hopefully in a month or two I'll be in the nursing program. I'm kind of at a phase where I'm deciding which nursing program I want to be in. I don't really know. I'm so confused, but I guess I'll just have to pick which is best, but they're both equally good. But back to the tests. Yeah, just really study for the HESI test. The HESI reading test is completely different from the TEAS reading test, because the HESI reading test is easy. It's just what is the main idea? What do you think the author is trying to portray? What do you think the author's attitude is? What does this word mean in this sentence? Whereas the TEAS, it had more difficult questions, like you have to really read between the lines, which it's not that difficult, but yeah. And the TEAS's vocabulary was way easier than the HESI's, because the TEAS's vocabulary, it was just simple words that you use every day, but the HESI, it was just like some words. If I had not studied the vocabulary section of my HESI book, I wouldn't have knew those words. Some of them. A lot of it I wouldn't have knew, but some of them I wouldn't have. And also, with the HESI vocabulary section, it asks you how words should be said, in certain sentences, which that helped out on the vocabulary part if you don't know a lot of the vocabulary words. And the grammar on both, they're the same, really. yeah, they're really the same. The HESI's vocabulary was so easy, but they're really the same. You know, just fill in this sentence with the best fitting word, you know, which sentence has a misspelled word, yeah, just stuff like that. And you just gotta pick which words aren't best for which sentences. It wasn't anything about adverbs, pronouns. I had one question that asked me, what did it ask me? It was asking me something about what sentence says snake in a verb, you know. So yeah, there was only one, which that I'm not good at verbs and pronouns and stuff like that, but I spruced up. So, but yeah, and the grammar part of the TEAS, it was incredibly easy. Like, I was very shocked with it. And the biology of the TEAS, it was a little harder. Like, I honestly don't know how I passed that. Because, well, I wouldn't say that. Because I did have, I just took majors in biology in college last semester. So, that helped me a lot. But if I wouldn't have, I wouldn't know a lot of stuff. So, yeah. And it asked more difficult questions. That one had a lot of anatomy questions in it as well that I was just like, Lord, I have no idea. But the HESI biology, it was easy peasy. Like, just know where ribosomes are and stuff like that. ER, just know nucleus, chromosomes. It's really easy. You'll pass it. Just know the basics. You can watch what's his name? I can't think of his name on here. I don't know. I have to find his name and put it in the description box. But he makes really good videos over biology, chemistry, anatomy. He's like my life because I've watched his videos so many times. Crash Course, that's his name. Yeah, he's really good. But yeah, I think I went over all the sections. I think. Yeah, and I already talked about the math. It was mainly ratios and conversions and whatnot. And that's normally what people struggle in, is the math. So just go for ratios. If you're doing the HESI, go for ratios. Because legit, there were so many ratios in that section. It was crazy. And I'm just like, thank you, Lord, that I know how to do this. But yeah, so I wish everyone the best of luck going forward to taking tests for the nursing program and get into the nursing program.